For such a 380 units at that area, it's very rare. In fact, it is actually the first residential project in the Tall City area. Hello everyone, today I will be sharing with you my 5 minutes point of view towards Dunearn House and Amberwood. So this is why I came out with this video, because inspiration just struck into my mind and just want to share with you my thoughts towards these two projects. These two projects has a very crucial key differences which everyone knows, and I believe everyone is actually struggling to decide whether which is more important. Number one, which is MRT. Well, Dunearn House is near MRT, which is our 6th Avenue MRT, but it's not near 1 km to MGS, Methodist Girls School. However, for Amberwood, it is 1 km to MGS, but it is the farthest away from MRT. Although Amberwood has been well known to mention that it takes about 680 meters away from the upcoming Cross Island line that will be built in 2032, and in terms of the minutes walking distance to our Kings Albert Park MRT, it will take about 10 minutes walk. So is a 10 minutes walk far or not? That is actually a question. However, based on these two projects, what we know is that the land bid cost, the Dunearn House is actually about 1,410, while the Amberwood is about 1,432. With the differences of 20 per square foot per plot ratio, how will the price be like? Will the developer be selling a slightly higher based on the MRT location, or will the developer will give a very premium price for those that is near primary school? So this is a very tricky question, because I do have clients are looking for such a project near MGS and is actually thinking whether should consider a project that is not near school with near MRT, or a project with not near school but near MRT. Now the question is, what I feel about these two projects is, number one thing we need to take note of is this developer profile, because Dunearn House apparently is from Phases, which is quite a very reputable developer. So far not any much complaint about this project, and I like that the Dunearn House is actually has a very big decent size of the number of units, which is 380 units. For such a 380 units at that area, it's very rare. In fact, it is actually the first residential project in the Tall City area. So I feel that with that first project with harmonized and it can be hacked off, the walls can be hackable, I feel that it's a very catchy point that the buyers who are looking for own stay will love this area. Now the question is, what I actually have came out with some research about the nearby surrounding, although a lot of people actually mentioning those 99 years leasehold like 4th Avenue. The project itself profitability is not as high as the nearby projects such as the freehold one. So a lot of people are actually speculating or thinking whether the 99 years leasehold is really worth. So the interesting part about the freehold project, honestly, I do see some of the project. I also like the area because it's a mega project, and the interesting part is that the layout is very decent. In the way that there is not much wasted space. So for that kind of project itself, what I want to say is, if a buyer are looking for such an area near MGS or near MRT along this downtown line at Holland-area, I would say that you have to see the supply and demand, which is whether there are other resale projects are looking for sale. When I look at the numbers of availability units there, I realized that not many available 3 bedrooms are for sale, even for freehold one, and the prices there are already cost almost $3 million. So what I know is that Dunearn House, almost 60% are less than $3 million, and this is a very catchy numbers that I want you to know, because in fact for this kind of project with less than 3 million, you can ideally get a 3 bedroom near MRT. I think it's a very fair kind of results that people can go for, especially CCL project. And on the other hand, for Amberwood, I think Amberwood a big what makes me concerned is about 280 units, because for such a small project with a similar land bid price, will you think the developer may sell slightly higher or lower than the Dunearn House prices? Looking at Dunearn House have 380 units to sell, the Amberwood may only have 200 plus units to sell. In fact, it's 212. So the question is, how would the price be like if they are going to sell 200 units lesser based on the land bid price? Will the price be higher or not? That is really questionable. And for those who are owning the loyalty purchase or phaser style or multiple purchase, Asian purchase, probably you will get a priority booking for ideal stats or units facing based on that location. In terms of the 3,000 per square foot, I believe the next few plots, including the 7 plots of land at the Holland-area next to Amberwood, the prices might be more than 3,000 per square foot. So the question right now is whether you as a buyer are looking for 2 or 3 bedrooms. Will you be priced out if you want to wait for the next few plots? Or would you want to consider the next resale project? Because the next resale project also have ideally some of the same amount of pricing with a slightly good layout. But the question is, are you okay to pay with a highest record price for that resale project because of the limited supply in the area? So I honestly feel that for those who are looking at MGS ideally, wishing for Holland area, as we know that Sky is really like a popular sell-out demand, looking that people dream want to stay at Holland like me. The people are there are able to accept the price with that kind of per square feet. So the question is whether you all are okay to pay for that kind of price, or do you have other alternative options in Singapore? So if you are keen to find out more or would like to put a comment, you can always like, subscribe and follow. See you. Bye bye.